and Angular, okay, design part. Okay, what are the different types of files will be there, how they will communicate with each other. Okay, in the demo session 1 we have seen. Then I gave Spring REST layers design. Okay, something like integration layer, service layer, data access layer. Okay, then I gave Angular components overview. Okay, Angular components, Angular files overview. What files will do what actually here. Then Angular installation I gave. Angular and Spring softwares installation I gave. Okay, this is what we have seen. Okay, then we started one mini project. We have started writing one mini project. Okay, we have started the backend code only. Okay, so we have taken employee application, employee module, different types of files we wrote. Okay, one is actually entity class, second one is actually repository interface, third one is actually service interface. Okay, fourth one is actually service IMPL, fifth one is actually REST controller. We can just see here. Okay, once it is done here, then we started, okay, operations. That is still backend code only. Okay, the first operation is actually save operation. In case of save operation, JSON data converted to object. Second operation here, it's a fetch all. Okay, that's actually DB table rows. Okay, that's actually we are fetching as a list of type. That's we are actually converting into JSON and returning. And third one, fetch one row based on the ID. Again, DB one row is actually converted to one object or null. If it is actually object, that we converted to JSON and we return. Okay, you can see such images even in your classroom drive and everyday individual notes. Okay, so here there you can find it. So this is operation number 3 we have seen, and of course operation number 2 even I just gave here. Okay, so fetching here all records and particular record here. Today I'm just going to continue fetch one row with a custom exception. Then I'll continue with operation number 4 here. Okay, observe carefully here. Custom exception. Okay, first I'm writing custom exception, then I'll write global exception handler. Okay. Classroom link, you can join here. Okay, so first I'll show custom exception concept, then global exception handler. Okay, observe carefully. First, custom exception means, okay, we have to define one exception, define exception class, step number 1. Okay, throw it service based on condition. Okay, so here catch it controller. This is the first one. Actually D I'm going to write later here, rethrow for global handling. Okay, that's actually here. Catch it global handler from any controller method for generic code. Okay, read exception message and return with response code 500 internal server error. Okay, DEF I'll give that later. First I'll write ABC. Then I'll go for DEF. Observe here. So we are working on employee module. If we just look at, okay, step number 1, I am defining the exception class. I'm just creating one exception class here. Okay, so there I'm writing, this is employee module, right? So it's a employee module. So I'm writing exception class name like here. Just wait for a second. Here I gave demo video records. Okay, you can just go here. If someone joined today first session, please watch the demo records and then you can continue. Okay, you will get remaining video recordings also later, and then you can watch Angular videos, demo recordings and this. Okay, we'll continue here. Step number 1, define one exception class here. I'm writing here. Right click new, I'm writing employee exception. Okay, so that's actually I'm just writing here exception. Okay, so browsing, adding runtime exception. Define a default constructor with a default statement super off and a parameterized constructor. It's a message, and here you have to pass a message. Okay, add a serial version ID 1. Okay, this is the one. Step number 1, write a class that extends runtime exception and this one. Okay, I'm asking a small core Java question. You should give answer. Okay, what is the difference between, okay, using exception class and runtime exception class for creating custom exception? Okay, that you should give answer. It's a core Java question I'm just giving. Okay, so that's a core Java question. Even I used to give a question in regular class also here. Yeah, Pawan, correct, right answer. Okay, you can give answer even later, not an issue. You can post in the classroom drive also. You can comment your answer here, not now, later. Okay, I'll continue here. Yeah, this is simple answer I'm just giving. It's unchecked exception. This exception may not occur every time. Need not to check before executing here at runtime. See, employee data comes at runtime. Employee ID comes at runtime. Based on condition checking, I want to do some task here. So it should not be a checked exception. It should be unchecked. Okay, at the time of compilation and execution, we should not check it. Only at the time of giving the data, then we have to give here. Okay, now second step, go to service IMPL. Please look at carefully. Go to service IMP. There, I have thrown written null actually. If it is present, we are returning, else we are returning null. We should not return null. Okay, we should return, okay, we should actually throw, okay, new exception class employee not found exception. Actually, class name is type mistake. like employee not found exception here. Just I'm passing here employee not exist. Single quotes, double plus ID. Okay, so employee not exist. I'm writing like this. This is a good approach, but I am writing in a short form. Okay, so here instead of writing this lengthy format here, we can write in a short format. Okay, I'm just writing here. This if else logic is available already in find by one method here. Okay, there is a method called or else throw. Look at carefully. Or else throw is a method that's already having if else logic. Whatever the if else logic code that you are writing here, if not equal to null, read the object, else throw the exception. Just to pass this as a input object for or else throw method as a lambda. Okay, this is standard, sir. Second one is a standard. No, sir, I did not understand this. Then you can work on first one even. Okay, so second one is recommended. Same logic present in a method inside the or else through. Okay, your interest, whatever that structure you write, but I recommend below one here. Okay, next step number 1, define exception class, throw it service based on the condition. Okay, I have just thrown its service. Okay, step number 3, catch it rest controller or controller, of course. Okay, now here I'm just going to rest controller. I'm just going to rest controller. There is a find by ID is there, right? Now look at the code modification. Print stack trace. Just I'm writing here employee not found exception. When you try to call find by ID. Okay, so here if you try to find by ID, you'll get one employee object. Okay, then return the response entity like this. Okay, that's actually response is equals to response entity of employee. Response is equals to none. Okay, just I'm returning the response here. In case of exception found, I want to read the message e.get message. Okay, that returns a string type. Okay, I just want to return the same. Okay, new response, it's a string type. Okay, there I want return HTTP status. It's actually internal server error. It's a 500. Response is equals to, it's a string type, internal server error. Error code is actually 500. 200 indicates success and 500 indicates the other. It's a 200. Now, did you observe carefully? In case of success, generic type is employee. In case of failure, generic type is string. Now tell me, what is the generic type we have to change here? Do we need to write employee, or do we need to write string, or do we need to write object? If I change it to object, okay, now it is giving error at both the places. Okay, are you using generics concept? Then you should never use object. No, you should not use T. T at the time of creating the object. Response entity is already created. I am using that class. Okay, some people give answer T. T we cannot use. While creating the class we can use. So here symbol is actually question mark. Okay, data type decided at runtime. Question mark. Wildcard character generics JDK 1.5. Core Java 1.5 it is introduced. Okay, I'm just mentioning some point, small note here. Symbol question mark used at generics to select data type based on conditional execution. Okay, so if you want to know that, okay, so here the type, then you can use something like question mark. If it is successful, employee, in case of failure, it's actually string type. Look at the modification like this I wrote. Okay, let me write the continuation. It's a find by ID, one example here. Now let us try to run this application. Okay, let us try to run this application, how it is going to look. Okay, last time we got some different types of exception format, something like JSON. This time we'll see this, how it is going to be. Same one only, I just did not close even. It's a getter type, same API find 111. Try to click on send button. See here, it is showing a message like this. Did you remember previously we did not get like this, we got something like JSON format. There is a default exception handler, and this time internal server error. Okay, like this I got here. Okay, now let me continue. So three things are done. Define one exception class, yes. Step number 1. Define one exception class, step number 1. Okay. Step number 1, defining one exception class. Step number 2, okay, throw in case of not found in service IMPL. Okay, step number 3, in the REST controller, write a catch block and read that exception message and return. Okay, write a question mark symbol if the type is not decided yet. Okay, now let me write one more operation, delete operation. Okay, then I am going to write the continuation for this. Delete also similar to fetch only. Okay, in the place of find we have to perform delete. Okay, now let me show the full design here. Look at carefully. So Angular application wants to perform delete operation. Integration layer, service layer, and data access layer. Okay, they are actually sending /API/employee/delete/101 like this. Again, read the path variable input. Okay, it's actually request they are actually sending. Okay, read the path variable. That's actually ID. Something like long data type ID. Then we have a method actually delete one employee. Pass such ID. There we have to call a predefined method. Okay, it's a delete by ID, but we don't use this one. Okay, I recommend delete method. Okay, and pass the object, that is try to get the object. Okay, if object not found, throw the exception. Okay, delete by ID method. First I'll show this, then I'll try to modify this. Okay, this is predefined method. It will try to delete a record if it is found, else it will throw internal exception, no data access exception, but I want to throw my own exception. Okay, once successfully deleted here, it will return nothing. We are going to create one message. Okay, it's actually going to call service. It's going to call data access here. Okay, we create one string message and we return the same. Something deleted successfully or not deleted, it's a response. Okay, so here this is the one. Actually, I recommend instead of using delete method or delete by ID method, there is a predefined method is there actually delete and try to pass one object. Okay, so the object that you need not to get that. Okay, there is actually already find by ID we wrote, you just call it. It will try to fetch the object. If it is not there, it will actually try to call, it will try to throw this exception. Okay, so this is recommended here. You can just see step number 1. read path variable, call service, okay, call delete. It will generate a SQL query here. Okay, then come back, construct a message here, delete the row, construct a message here, and return the response. Okay, delete row here. Okay, so now I'm just writing methods from here. You need not write any code in the repository. Already is complete, everything predefined. Start from service. Okay, so for delete operation, operation delete here. Again, I'm starting from here. employee service. Okay, I'm just writing a method for delete based on the ID. Returns nothing here, or it will throw exception. Delete one employee. Okay, pass the primary key ID. Okay, add one abstract method here. Second, we have to implement the method in the employee service IMPL. Okay, so we are just going to implement the method in employee service IMPL. Okay, here there is actually repo dot delete by ID. Okay, this is the one, it's a good one, but I don't recommend this one. Okay, delete by ID, again it will call internally. Look at delete by ID is there. It will internally call again delete method. Look at below one. Delete by ID internal logic. It will try to call internally find by ID or else throw. Are you able to see the code? Find by ID and or else throw. Delete by ID internally calling delete with the find by ID or else throw here. Directly I recommend you to call delete method when you have custom exception coding. If you don't have custom exception, this okay. Okay, instead of this one, I'm writing here repo dot delete and just call find by one employee here. This is a good approach. Okay, so in this case, it will throw our exception. It will throw our exception, our custom exception here, and it will try to delete the record. Okay, control plus open implementation. You want to see the logic, any method? You want to see this method? Control button, keep mouse over. Control button, keep mouse over, open implementation. Okay, any method. Okay, so for example, you want to go to find all, control, just click on control button, keep mouse over, open implementation. See? Okay, any method here, save method, control plus open implementation. Just control button, okay, open implementation. It will go to the code. It could be predefined or programmer defined. It doesn't matter. It will go to that control plus open implementation. Okay, you will see here some logic exists here. Okay, that's fine. Okay, step number 2. Okay, I have just overridden method in service IMPL like this. Okay, this method either it will delete a record if it is exist, or else it will throw the exception. Same process. If it is present, it will return that object. It will delete. If it is not present, it will throw the exception. Same process. Okay, step number 3 in the REST controller. Okay, in the REST controller, I am writing a method for delete here. Public response entity, just I am writing string only. Okay, delete employee. Okay, which employee you want to delete, you have to decide here, return null. Okay, there I'm writing at the rate delete mapping. It's not get mapping. Okay, did you write monolithic application with the get mapping? Yes, it's correct there. Okay, coming to microservices, get, post, put, delete. Remember everyone, we used to use get, post, okay, put, delete. Okay, this is to fetch the data. Okay, and this is post, create new data. Okay, put modify, even patch also comes later here. Existed data, okay, and delete, remove, okay, existed data. These are the different HTTP methods we use. So I'm just mentioning here delete mapping. Remaining I'll show later. Okay, trace options, patch. Okay, so we'll see that later here. Here also you can use question mark. Very good, Sonu Gupta, very good. Why can't we use question mark? I'll mention. Let me finish, then I'll say whether it's required or not. Okay, response entity will be null. Okay, good question you asked, but let me finish the code, then you tell me whether it is required or not. Okay, so here I'm writing employee not found exception. Let us make a call. Before making the call, try to read the input /remove ID dynamic path. Okay, we have to pass the dynamic path here. Such a dynamic path I am reading by using path variable. Data decided at runtime based on the flow. Okay, now see, in case of successful deleted, delete one employee, successfully deleted, what is the response? This is nothing but string. Okay, response entity, just I'm writing string. Okay, employee deleted. Okay, HTTP status. Okay, that is fine. That's fine. If it is not found, okay, response will be some message, e.get message. Look at very carefully. It's an internal server error. Okay, in case of success scenario and failure scenario, what is the data type? Okay, both are same, right? In case of success and failure, the same type, then no need of writing question mark. When we have to write question mark, if for example this is employee and this is string, this is product and this admin, type decided based on the flow. In case of any flow, type is fixed. That's why you need not to write question mark. No sir, I'll write it. Yeah, you can write it, but no use. Yeah, different types. That's what I mentioned, right? This is employee, this is string. That's why I recommend question mark. Okay, of course, if you don't write also, it will give error. You try to keep same, it will definitely give error. Okay, it will give error. No sir, I'll change it to some object. Yeah, keep it. Okay, Java compiler will throw you. Okay, it will never allow you to write in such a way. Okay, question mark, question mark. Okay, this is a one technique. Okay, if you want, I'll show another technique also. Okay, no sir, I want object only. Okay, no sir, I want to keep object only. There is a technique. Okay, you can write like object, object. Okay, remove the generic type and remove the generic type. Okay, so that is also fine. In this meaning, the empty diamond operator indicates data type selected but upcasted. Okay, this concept is added in JDK 1.7, but this is not recommended for casting. This is recommended for same types. Hope you're following. This is JDK 7 syntax. Whatever I gave, JDK 5 syntax. Okay, this is only good. No casting implemented here. Direct object type resided. Okay, Java, Core Java 1.5 and Core Java 1.7 futures, they are actually. Okay, yeah. Actually, today we have to change the link as some people requested. We are actually changing the link tomorrow. Okay, who did not finish the payments, you can please contact to Srikanth sir. Okay, WhatsApp number given here. Send your payment details there. Okay, and you can request in the WhatsApp. Don't make the calls, send a WhatsApp message. Okay, tomorrow we are going to change the link. This link is no longer going to work. And tomorrow onwards, session will be 1 hour 20 minutes. Exactly starts at 8 o'clock and finished by 9:20. After 1 hour session, okay, yeah, old students need not to pay. Okay, you will get the new link. Okay, to your registered emails. Okay, and next thing, okay, later actually in the regular link, okay, in the regular link, you can even speak to me. Actually, this seminar, you cannot speak and you cannot share your screen. Once we join to regular link, I can even help you more. Okay, I can give support also. Okay, for a few people even. Okay, that's fine. Anurag, please note down the admin number and send a WhatsApp message. You will get the recordings. Okay, add 91 before. Okay, if you have more queries, send an email to me. Feel free to send an email. Okay, java by Raghu at gmail.com. Any recordings will be shared by admin. Admin actually, okay, out of network area. So that's why he did not share the recordings. Today or tomorrow, you will get the recordings. Mostly, okay, you will get the recordings within 1 or 2 days actually. Okay, we'll continue. Here, remove operation. So hope you understand why I wrote question mark here. Okay, so here string type, both are same string types. Okay, if you, okay, yeah, admin has given one more message. Just wait for a second. You will get the new link. If you did not get new link, okay, send your payment link to admin by tomorrow 2 p.m. in WhatsApp message, and please don't call. It's a WhatsApp number. Please don't call. Only send a WhatsApp message here. Okay. Now let me test this method here. I'm just writing a delete method here. Look at third one. It's a REST controller. REST controller here. Now finally, I'm just running this application and testing this one. Go to Postman screen. Okay. First, you try to insert a record. Record insert. Same Postman executed here. Employee one created. Okay. Try to fetch all. Okay. Try to fetch one with ID. One. Yeah, it's we got. And try to delete this now. It's a delete slash remove slash one. Look at this one. Delete operation. It's a number 4 operation. We are just implementing here. Okay, just click on send button. Employee deleted. Okay, try to click on one more time here. Employee one not exist. It's already deleted. So next time if you try to do here, you got same. Clear? So this is even traces printed at console. We have to print in the log file. Now observe one more thing. Observe one more thing. Look at the catch block. The catch block content which I wrote for find one employee. Find one employee catch block and delete employee catch block content is same. Did you observe? Catch block in the find one employee and catch block, okay, in the delete employee code is same. Can I call it this type of duplicate code? Yeah. So instead of making separate method here, okay, we are going to write a global handler code. Exception code is repeated. Okay, so I'm just going to write one global exception handler. Now look at, okay, so there, if you just observe, I'm repeating the code for global exception handler. In the global exception handler, I am writing one separate class here, my custom handler. Okay, instead of writing the code again and again, Okay, it's a custom handler. Instead of writing code for handling this exception again and again, you can write here. Okay, the first annotation we have to write, it's a REST controller advice. Okay, this annotation says, in controller, did you get any exception? Then come to here. Okay, it's a AOP aspect advice after throwing advice internally. Okay, second thing, you write one method, public. What is a generic return type here? It's a return type of string, right? Okay, it's a return type of string here. Write the same here. Okay, handle, any method name we can write, ABCD also. But I'm writing some standard method name, handle, okay, employee not found exception. Like this I'm writing. Okay, this is the place where I can write common catch block code. Okay, this is a place where you can write common catch block code here. Handle employee not found exception return. Okay, method name your interest, you can write anything, ABCD also. I have to say for this exception only. Okay, exception handler, which exception? If this exception is raised in REST controller, look at exception handler says, if this exception is raised, then call this method, ABCD also. Okay, you can write any method name. Method name I just wrote for your understanding purpose. You can write any method name. If this exception is raised anywhere in the controller, save method, delete method, find method, then this is called. Okay, see, I'm asking one more small question. Okay, is exception also one class? Holds object. This is just for your confirmation. I'm just asking here. Answer is actually yes. Answer is actually yes. Exception reference holds even object. Okay, if you see this one, okay, exception even yes, it is a class. Just now we created. It's a class. Even for this object is created. This object, whatever the object, E is a reference variable. Please look at general concept. It's a class name and it's an object name. It's a class name. It's an object name. Okay, this object we are rethrowing instead of writing this one. It's a throw E. When you throw from here, definitely it will go and catch the handler class. Okay, it will go and catch the handler class here. Okay, that we are actually going to catch this. Okay, we are actually going to take it as a method parameter E. And we are returning this one. Observe. Okay, so this is actually throwing. When you throw here, calls global handler. Service will call REST controller. REST controller will call FC. FC will call handler, global handler. If you want a diagrammatical format, observe here. Okay, so this is FC, handler mapping, REST controller, okay, custom handler. Okay, so this is request, response, handler mapping, call REST controller, throwing exception, calling global handler, it will return the response. Print controller, handler mapping or handler mapper, REST controller, and there we have a method. Okay, throw exception, back to here, call global exception handler. Okay, it will return the response entity. Okay, it's actually request and it's a response. Okay, yeah, we can write multiple methods even. Okay, this is the employee not found I wrote, right? In the future, product not found, admin not found, user not found, okay, insufficient balance, like multiple are going to come. Okay, it's not only one, here we are going to get multiple. Okay, if you're listening this concept for very first time, okay, I can give old recordings if you want. Okay, no sir, this kind of concept I'm just looking for very first time. Fine. Okay, so here old recordings I think already shared in the classroom drive. Okay, all old recordings in the classroom drive. Okay, there you can go to error and exception handling. 3 videos are there. Watch 3 completely, you will get some clarity. I just gave useful recordings. Okay, Spring Boot error and exception handling. You can just go through here. Yeah, of course, you need to do some additional work, sir. Okay, if you want to learn more. Okay. Okay. Now look at. So I wrote one class, step number 1, add @REST controller advice. Add @REST controller advice, a class annotated here, and a method annotated this one, @exception handler. A method that is actually calling this one. That's a global exception handler. Okay, and that will return some response entity. Same response entity only, instead of writing in every catch block. Now look at, just remove that code, remove this code, just throw E like this. Okay, print stackers you can remove and you can write the log line. I'll show that logging and Swagger concept tomorrow. Let this be, don't touch that one. Okay, so this common code I wrote here. Okay, I'm just writing global exception handler coding steps. Coding steps here. Okay, 1, define a public class with any name and add annotation that is actually @REST controller advice. Second, okay, @exception handler. Define a method for one exception type and apply @handler and exception class name dot class. Read exception object as method parent and return response entity with your specific configuration. Okay. @REST controller methods modify code as throw E, means throw the exception object inside catch block. Okay, that's the one here. Look at, I'm just giving this full code. Okay, and this one, and even I'm writing REST controller advice throw E, catch block modified. @REST controller. Okay. Now, actually, I'm sharing the code as a notepad file, right? Generally, I will not do like this. I'll share every day Git code, day-to-day Git code here. Right click. Okay, I'm just going to this location. Okay, employee service. Okay, GitHub credentials. I'll show tomorrow better. We'll create a new Git account. Okay, I'll explain about GitHub, GitLab later. We'll do that. Why to confuse by giving everything in a day? Okay, we'll try to create a new project and we'll do that day to day. Okay, that will be a good approach. Even in the real time also people will use that. Okay, no one will share notes like this. Okay, that's okay. Temporarily we are learning mainly coding part, right? Why I'm explaining especially this one, because for every module this kind of coding only comes. Okay, remaining all components are fixed type. Okay, Okay. No, Srinivas, that's not a good approach. If you write like that, if you don't have a balance, it shows problem you cannot you cannot handle. If you have something like wrong password problem, it will show something like a single message. Any problem you want to show common message, then your project design is correct. Okay. Okay. Uh, Bhavani Shankar, already I shared the link. I think you did not get that. Okay, wait for a second. But it is very lengthy document, not a small one. You can get all the documents here. Just click on that one. Okay. Androido, I don't know your name. This is only best practice. Throw the exception at service, catch the exception at controller, rethrow it to custom exception handler. That's a good best approach. Okay. Yeah, for every exception, your customized message. Srinivas, every exception, customized message. Okay. Git videos also available here. You need not ask me. Okay, here you can find it. Please go through here. Git videos also there. Okay, Sambashwarao, you can just find it here. Okay, Praveen Kumar. Okay, I'll ask admin to send a message after the class today. Sure, I'll talk to admin. Okay, and listen, tomorrow we'll change the link. Tomorrow onwards, please checking. I'm just asking, can you unmute your devices? Please check it. I'm only see. Can you unmute your device? Can you try to share your screen? I think in the webinar it's not possible. You have some green color sharing. I think in the webinar not possible. In regular classes it is possible, sir. Okay, in other project batch, I used to ask to share their screen. They can unmute their device and they can speak to me. Okay. Yeah, share and unmute. Yeah. I think it is not showing. I am also not sure what to do. Okay. So mostly I think from tomorrow we'll get the new link. In that new link, you can unmute your device, I think. Okay. I'll ask even admin also. Okay. Yeah, Ramesh, contact admin. Today you will get the new link. If you did not get tomorrow 2 p.m., you send WhatsApp message to admin. Okay, those who did not get any link by tomorrow 11 o'clock like that, okay, 2 p.m. exactly 2 p.m. only WhatsApp. Okay, send your payment link. Send your payment link here. Okay, so that's actually to 630-296-8665. Definitely will send it. For old students also, okay, with your registered email IDs, you will get it. Okay, registered email IDs, you will get it, everyone. Okay, Sushant, even for old students also here, even you will get the recordings also. I'll try to share all the recordings by tomorrow. Just give me 1 day time. Okay, because admin was out of coverage area. Okay, he will share it by tomorrow. Else I'll only share it tomorrow. Okay, for sure. Yeah, old students also, Syed, you already registered with your old email ID, right? You will get it to that. Okay. Tomorrow we have regular class, tomorrow onwards. Okay, please join by tomorrow with the new link. You did not get, please contact admin by tomorrow 2 p.m. Okay. Okay. So no, I did not see your question. Can you type it again? Yeah, thank you for session. Continuation we see in tomorrow's class.